Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Let's make sure audio works. Okay, good. Alright, switch on over here to game. There we go. So, hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Gonna jump back into some more. Let's find it. Up, Broken Sword. Shadow of the Templars. Originally known as Circle of Blood. Okay. Let's open this, add that there. Very good. Awesome, 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 awesome. So, I love when this all works beautifully. Alright, well, where's Roscoe, first of all? Oh, there goes the camera.
Yes.
Come on, camera.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Ah, that's right, we must go to the
Which
hospital.
hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lives.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim.
Oh,
I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I
is
see.
it from here?
And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Funny enough, the name Flap was the name of one of the characters in Finding... No. Wait. Little Nemo. Dreamland? Was it Dreamland? The game was... Oh, Adventures in Slumberland. That's what it was. Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland. That's awesome. Come on, I'm so sick of this camera. I just wish I knew where the hell this short was coming from. Is it within the camera? What if I sit it here? No, still shorts. It must be like within the camera. I don't understand it. Hmm. Nope. So I'm just gonna put it back the way it was. There, whatever. Oh well.
Maybe not.
Interesting. Interesting. I like having that integrated in there.
Did I show you this photograph, Sergeant?
Yes, monsieur. Well, I'll leave you alone.
See you later,
so.
Sergeant.
Alright, so we need to go to the hospital.
There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance.
Can I turn this off?
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Yeah, it's fine like that. Yeah, there's still plenty of light instantly. Alright, well, let's go on in here. Talk to the doctor. Hello, doctor.
The guy seemed to be practicing his air of authority. Today, he was working on his withering stare.
There.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
Rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's
Nonsense,
employers
poopy
have
pants.
paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Can I blackmail you? What's this?
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir. I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
Oof.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir. I do not.
Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
If I were you, I'd have the sample analyzed.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
Sacre bleu! That's exactly what I needed in my last operation.
It is?
I had to improvise with a knitting needle and a couple of corks. If only you'd been on hand at the time. My patient would have given his right arm for it.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamat?
No, sir, I have not.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Check out this cool
Look at
gem.
this, Doc. It's a genuine medieval type gemstone.
Yes, so I see. Remarkable.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Thanks for your help. The woman managed to look overworked and hassled, though she didn't appear to be doing anything. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plants. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
Okay, let's try that again.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Yeah, I was gonna try.
Is this plaster any use to you?
I'm allergic to plaster.
Keep that away from me.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
Can you think of any use for this greasy tissue?
I guess you could use it to baste a roast turkey.
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Don't be fresh, young man.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Is it a
I'd
crack
like to.
detector?
Huh?
Polar explorers use them to poke about in the snow.
Oh, no. Have you heard of the Club Alamut?
No. It sounds romantic, doesn't it?
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see.
Ooh.
He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grandel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like
Oh,
a
shit,
real
now.
nightmare.
And then some.
I said you shit when I tell you. Go, go, go.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Save. Almost there. Let's try this side.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow. He looked blissfully happy for no apparent reason. Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Tell me about this, Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind me back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
It sure looks like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's. What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir.
Would this tool be any use to you?
No, sir. Mr. Shiny has no user-serviceable parts. Whatever that means.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never, ever play with matches. People get hurt when they do. They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
Well, that's two totally different things there.
What do you think of this, Sam?
Very different.
Oh, boy. What is it?
A priceless gemstone found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
If this gem was yours, you'd be able to buy 100 Mr. Shinies.
Don't be silly. There's only one
Fun,
Mr.
Mr.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
The door didn't have a sign or label or any kind of identification.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Oh. Then just unplug your machine then.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Oh no,
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
It was a classic. I almost expected to see it.
I'll take that. Thank you. Now I am Dr. George Stobart. Let's go this way. Doctor, 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 doctor.
Hi, I'm Doc.
Not.
Yes, sir?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Hi, Dr. Stobart.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
Are
My
you
name is
sure?
Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
I used to like to hop like a bunny, so I stick with the name, Bunny.
Do you know anything
I
about a
love this
patient
game.
named Marquet?
Oh,
Sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do
okay.
you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Does this false note...
No, it doesn't.
What does...
Is that a...
No, it's green. Shake my hand, Ben.
I don't think that's a...
How come?
dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Okay.
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs when exploring the abdomen?
Have you
No.
ever heard of the Club Aliment?
No, sir.
Have you ever heard of a guy named...
No, sir.
Look at this, Jim.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
Yeah, okay, bye.
See you later.
Right.
I'm a doctor. Doctor.
Excuse me, sir.
Doctor.
Aha! Just the man. You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Sure.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
And here
Good
we are.
afternoon, doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
Be right back. Thank you. I'm back.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Yeah, true.
Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I don't.
Do you recognize this tissue?
No, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well...
No, it's okay. Forget it. Does this tool mean anything to you?
I don't recognize
She
it.
didn't say no.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club à la Moute? I've never heard of it.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
It's beautiful, but I've never seen it before.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Guy keeps waving at me. What do you want?
This guy didn't look sick to me. He didn't have spots or stitches, and he certainly didn't have a fever. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Whoa.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say
Oh,
what's
bit of a
wrong
grudge.
with me. Tell me, doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Okay, well, wanna shake my hand?
No way. Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer. Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
Yep, too much hair. Not enough blood.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Gosh, none of
I'll come back later.
Doctor!
Now what? Got stuff to do.
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later. Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Here, take this.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
Hi, me again. I'll come back later. Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sotmarsh.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Rather you than me, pal.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How's the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, Doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Can you think of any sensible use for this plaster?
Sensible? No. Puerile? Yes. But you've probably thought of those already.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
Oh.
I hate to say it, but you could be right. Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
No. No. Don't think so.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Branding mice without bending down.
Look at this eyeball. Like bugging out. Wow. Oh, look, it's actually two eyes. Not two eyes. That's pretty cool. So it got double wrapped somehow. Look at that. Got wrapped up twice and it's still busted.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
Oh, and it's hollow. Even cooler. Interesting.
Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this.
Check out this gem.
Do you recognize this gem?
It isn't an emerald, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc.
Gotta get in here. Oh no.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never
I'm
inhaled.
eating here.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of.
couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
Oh,
They have geese in Syria?
Geese?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Pow! Oh my.
Hello,
Makes sense.
Georges.
Hey. Hey, Nicole.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashi Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Maybe not. Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it.
No,
I can always make another print.
I don't want that shit. Look what I got.
That is not a good idea. Do you want to look after the gem?
No, Georges. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
So then why in the fuck did I give you this to watch after?
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Right here.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Look there, 2 guys on the same oar.
But the reflect... the night scroll. Through my teachings... I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
There he is.
He was a thin-faced, pallid guy with a questionable taste in outlandish clothes. My mother used to dress like that.
Boom. Oh.
I beg your pardon. Are you André Lobineau?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No. I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion. Well, okay, shoot.
Cool.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochmarn tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
Okay.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for.
Wow.
The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Hey.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't
Living
finished
in
the
a
story.
gangster
There was a price
paradise.
to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
I'll take a look at my life and realize it's really...
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
Be right back. Okay, I'm back.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman.
Eh? Should I show him that?
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of those crazies who think the Templars still exist, are you?
Well, I try to keep an open mind on the matter. This friend who has the manuscript,
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
she lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Do you recognize this white powder, Andre?
No,
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
no.
Take a look.
It really doesn't interest...
What is this tissue?
Nothing.
Shake my hand.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
What do you make of this tool?
Interesting. Where did you get it?
From a dig in Paris.
Vraiment? I didn't realize there were any excavations in progress in the city.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Alamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin were based.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot on modern geography, I'm afraid. The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
What do you make of this ID card?
Nothing.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
I know that this guy here is long-winded, so what I'm gonna do is quit game, and I'll be right back in like 10 minutes, and we can play some more. So hang tight. If you want, get some. See if anyone even here. Get a drink, get some snacks, go to the bathroom if you need to, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Alright, see ya. This. There we go. Alright. There we go. Move that over there. Alright. So.
Hello, George.
I talked to that dude.
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Oops.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
It's not. I don't want to.
A night through my... There. Do you want to look after...
No, George.
Alright, well, I'm out of here then.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Let's check with, it's not here. Take on it.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes?
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur?
I'm the victim.
Oh.
They stopped me.
Could you just...
Their name...
Saw this. Here.
See you later, Sergeant.
Nothing on here then. I'll talk to this long-winded guy.
I once read a list of low-stress jobs. It didn't include police work. Obviously, this guy hadn't read the same list. Excuse me, officer. Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Check this out.
Do you know what this is?
Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I read Hollywood Wives. I know all about it.
If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your nostrils. It's plaster of Paris.
It is. Thank heaven. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Alors, the paperwork. You have no idea.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say? Oh.
I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
Sprawled out. Hey. Really? Well. Ah, crazy dog.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell
No.
no.
Hell
Then
no.
please put yours away.
I like him. He's funny. I think I'm gonna switch chairs. Hang on. Out of here, you ancient piece of crap. Ah, so much better. Alright, let me get the just there we go. Let's see, how's that? I gotta get closer. Wish this had like a little thing on the side for the mouse. There we go. Still crazy. There.
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key. Do you know what this is?
It's a sewer key.
Aha. And cords everywhere.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The pattern looks Middle Eastern.
What are you doing? Come on.
Take a look at this.
Ah, an electrician.
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
The gem.
Look at this gem. What do you think?
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long.
Well, I have been showing it to a lot of people.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I couldn't open it with my bare hands. In French, English, and German, it read, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the Knightly Order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine. In the middle of the square was a manhole. I wondered if there might be something relevant beneath street level.
Hey, nerdy stuff. What's up? Yeah, this is the first one. Yep, I remember playing this when I was 11 when it came out. I think I was 12. Might have been the year after it came out. But yeah, I had it for a long time. So how's it going? You did too? Cool, cool. It's a classic. Yeah. I even have the the second one. Hang on. There. Still got the second one that was on PS1. This is on Steam though. So yeah, welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for talking. Um,
A row of old pews,
yeah, this is a classic.
beautifully carved and
Great
glowing
game.
with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies. Whoa!
What was up with that sound effect? Why did he just go whoa? Need to play. Yeah, did you know that there's actually 5 of them? There's 5 Broken Sword games. Um, yeah, I've played the first 2. I've known the first 2 practically since they came out when I was just a preteen or a teen. Well, I was a preteen when this came out. What year was this one? 99? I would have been 14. Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Good memories. But last month I was doing spooky games. I was playing PS1, PS2, and PS3. I was doing different spooky games on there, and this month I was like, what can I do? November is good for like Thanksgiving, so I'm like, games I'm thankful for. This is one of them. This is one of the ones that I just fascinated with, mesmerized over since I was a kid. But need to play Uncharted reminds me. Yeah, of course more action, but yeah, definitely. Of course Monkey Island. Monkey Island was a great one. Um, oh Myst. Uh, King's Quest. Um, let's see what else was there. Oh, oh shoot, what was the name of that game? Might and Magic. Yep. Yep, Might and Magic was cool. I don't know if you've ever heard of Deponia, but it's another point and click game, and it's really funny. It's got a lot of comedy in it. It's Deponia, Deponia. It's really really funny. Let's see what's this one. I still remember all this by heart. It's just been a little while. Been a few years. I actually have them on the first 2 and the 5th one on my phone.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
Oh, you don't know Deponia? Okay, cool. But yeah, there's that. That usually goes on sale. I don't know if you have Steam or not, but that goes on sale usually November or December. Um, actually, the 22nd. Just remember 22nd because it's November 22nd and December 22nd are the sales on Steam. You can usually pick this game up. They have the trilogy, or you can get all 5 games for this, but it's usually pretty cheap. I think I pay like a couple bucks, maybe $3-4 for the one. I torrent everything. Uh, Okay, so let's go over here and check out the statue. I'm gonna need that.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a
Oh
cross on
wow!
it.
Thank you for the follow.
Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
Haha, appreciate it. Look, it's like a little thought cloud right over top of guy's head. Right over the statue's head. That's funny. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
A scroll was a symbol of
So
scholarship.
do you stream too, or are you just
A
like
scholarly
just a
knight.
viewer?
That rang a bell.
We have quite a few
A very
friends that are
Spanish bell.
streamers too. Always like to look out for the other ones that are just starting, you know. Cool, cool. Appreciate it. Alright, let's take a look at this.
I didn't recognize the biblical
Oh,
story.
you stream too? Cool.
I was a Sunday
Well,
school
here,
dropout.
I'll give you a follow back. Here we go. And follow. There you go, bud. Yeah. No prob, no prob. But not really active. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, we usually we have a few of us that stream, and we also hang out on Discord. So
I didn't recognize the biblical
we
story.
usually do cool stuff on the
I
weekends.
was a Sunday school dropout.
I'll be doing on JMac stream tomorrow. I'll be playing Raft with him and Castiel Kenobi, which is two of our friends from the Discord. The Discord. It's like the Facebook.
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported.
Yeah, true. Let's look
I
through
could
here.
see that what had at first seemed to be a fine engraved chasing on the scroll was actually writing. Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. Sounds pretty familiar to me. Per disciplinum. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow. Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
So, I don't think I can use this yet here, but let's see. Nope. Okay. One of these I can polish and put in here. It's a lens, and then once you do that, this when you look through it, it looks different. Hey, no problem. Nice, bro. I'll drop by if I can. It's nice to watch you play relaxing. Cool.
I didn't
Thanks.
have time to sit around.
Yeah, let's get going. But yeah, like I said, I figured for November I'm just gonna do some of the games that I really, I guess, really grew up enjoying, and the first two Broken Sword games are definitely really good. Alright, let's see here. I can go this way? No, not that way. This way? Is that the same place? Oh. Alright, let's try. Open it up.
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing?
Nothing?
Leave that comer alone. Now,
Sorry, no harm intended.
you stay away from that.
What you doing? Alright, now we gotta try to get rid of this guy so I can get underneath here.
hello again, monsieur.
Nope, can't do
I'll see you
anything yet.
around.
Alright, let's
Oui,
try.
monsieur. I'll be there.
Let's try somewhere else. We're still here. Alright, so...
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Hey, I
George.
visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
Whoa.
I hope you're referring
Whoa.
to the manuscript.
Yeah.
Oui, of course.
Whoa.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
Mm-hmm.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Hmm.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be
Cool.
sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Cool. Thank you for the lurk, Nerdy Seth. Appreciate it.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you recognize this white powder, Andre?
No,
What do you make of this?
it's the biggie. Well,
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Pegram? Professor Nigel Pegram? He's in Ireland, investigating a Templar site, isn't he?
He was, until he disappeared.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of those crazies who think the Templars still exist, are you?
Well, I try to keep an open mind on the matter.
Okay, so now what?
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
Hmm.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No,
About this.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Alamut is the name of the place.
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia.
Alright, so already
Thanks for your
talked to
help,
him
Andre.
about all
You're
that.
welcome.
Now I gotta get out of here and where else? Police station, nothing here. Can I use the phone? Can I make a phone call? Okay. Ah, here we go. Alright, before we leave, I guess I should go see, wait a minute, I haven't gone back to the cafe in a while. I don't think there's anything here, though. No, I don't think there is. Alright, let me go check with, Nicole.
Hello, George.
Ah, found
Is
some
there
more stuff.
something going on between you and Labano?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this. The clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my case.
Wow.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's...
No, I didn't want to
There's
do
a...
that.
But... There's a... But the... And the night through my... Just how long have you known Labineau?
Andre? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresh air. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
Did I show you...
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll
I'd
be.
better get back to the...
You seem fine here without me. I'll just go ahead on to another place. The next area. I love this part. This place is really pretty. I want to go back here. This is
I'm no student of architecture, but the little building looked old. I wondered if it was some sort of summer house. There was a crotchety old guy watering the lawn. If this garden was all his own work, he was more capable than he looked. Hi, is this the De Vasconcellos house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
Yeah.
This is the De Vasconcellos house.
great artwork.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
The Countess and myself.
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcellos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
No.
No, she hasn't won the lottery.
A more cunning man might have claimed that she had.
Oh yeah? They might have, might they?
And that more cunning man would have been kicked off the premises. The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
Haha.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
Seems a bit controlling.
See this gem? Men have died for it.
Do I look as if I care?
Here, check your blood pressure.
What do you make of this?
So that's it. You're a salesman.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. Have you got any use for a fistful of plaster?
No.
Do you recognize this man?
No.
I don't suppose this...
Ah! El Flojo!
El who?
El Flojo! He is a clown on state television.
Oh. Is he any good?
He is as funny as scabies. Without the laughs.
Okay.
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy muck on it.
Yes, that's right.
Hmm?
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
I don't smoke.
This lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'll be going for now.
Adios, senor.
I'm gonna go over here and go over here.
I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone. The hose ran from some sort of utility room all the way to the lawn.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, why don't we just do this instead?
My horse has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my horse never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my horse has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Man, he's a real grouch. Alright, let's go ahead and save it again. There we go. Now, we're just gonna head on into the house because we don't like to listen.
I love suits of armor. Who doesn't?
We just get like right behind here.
The armor was about my size. I had a mental vision of putting it on and clanking off to see the Countess, with the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside trying to stop me. Apart from being stupid and unworkable, it was a great plan.
Let's go peek back here, see the dogs.
Hey, you. I know you are there, American. All right, you dogs. I'm coming.
It was a small mirror hanging over the sink. From the scum in the sink, it looked like he shaved there. It was just a little utility room, unless you counted the window.
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you'd just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Okay.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago. And as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children?
Children.
What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobart.
Tell me about the
May
children.
I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Where did
Okay,
they come
thanks.
from? Where did they go?
Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You!
Hmm?
Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
Okay.
Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Crazy to think how far graphics have come along.
This is old.
Such a
It was constructed in the 13th
ways.
century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
Yeah, because when I played this, this was all new. This was like, oh wow, these graphics are amazing.
In front of the shrine was a lectern with a Bible on it. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard! A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again. High up in the dome were windows. I guessed they might open them to make it less stuffy in there. I couldn't climb up there without breaking something. Hanging from the ceiling, it looked really old and had never been lit. The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble. May I ask you something?
You may ask.
Okay.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5, 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the De Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
No. Does this tissue mean it?
Where is this line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful. Does this matchbook...
Club Alamut. Not an establishment that I am...
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
Okay, thanks.
Not at all.
Not thanks at all?
Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern. Close up, over a... Now what? Feeling like an... There was a statue of a guy on top of the building. He looked like a knight with a spear and some sort of staff. I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to. He didn't hear me.
I'll play them all? Yeah, I plan to. I'd like to. I think I can go in here and get what I need. Come on, get in there.
Hey, you.
Damn
Where
it.
do you think you're going?
Just having a look around.
Not without the Countess, you're not. I don't know how you got her confidence, but you haven't got mine.
Man, you are so paranoid.
Yeah.
Better than being dog meat, which is what you'll be if you go in that house unaccompanied.
Sheesh. Well, I guess I'll go back over here.
Mausoleum. May I ask you something?
You may ask.
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern. Purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobart. You cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it?
We'll get the pieces.
I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time, we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh?
Damn.
Senor Stobart?
Let's go get him!
Has had a
Let's
good
go!
long run, but it ain't here. And now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set. Now hurry!
You can imagine as a kid and this person getting exciting.
Not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
I can ask more stuff. Yeah, she's like,
While
hey!
we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything.
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. The bishop envied us our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone.
Brum, 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 bum, bum.
He was never seen again. Ah, Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
It fits, Senor Stobart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Okay. Click on any hole. What? Hmm? Not even a whole chessboard. What the hell? What the hell's going on here? Look at the map. What's this? Hmm? No? Why do they have... Oh! Red, black. Okay, red, green, blue, black, red, green, blue, black. There we go. Blue, red, green, black. Blue, red, green, black. Yellow, blue, red, green. Yellow, blue, red, green. Green, blue, red, black. Green, blue, red, black. Green, yellow, red, blue, green, yellow, red, blue. Come here. Sometimes it doesn't want to be picked up. Blue, yellow.
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Okay, so your goal is to put that into check. There we go. Wait, no? No? Hmm. Maybe it's this way. Well, I've tried just about every possible combination except this. Which doesn't make any sense. Oh, am I looking at... Okay, I'm looking at this. I should be looking at this, I guess. Alright, let's try this again. Come on. Alright, so that would go there. go here, and this will go here. Right? It's not saying that's correct though. Hmm. Well, if I'm trying to put this piece in check, then seriously, it can only be in this middle row? Hmm. Okay, so yeah, it's only the middle row. Oh, keep my king out of check. See, I thought that was supposed to be putting that in check. Okay, that changes things, I guess. That puts me safe there. What's the deal? I'm so confused. Must not be able to be taken itself. What? From the top of your board, position the white piece as bishop blank, knight, king blank, bishop blank, knight, king blank, bishop, knight.
Bingo! I mean, checkmate.
Whatever. You say so.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that?
Ooh.
It's not the Holy
Bobby
Grail,
Dazzler.
is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow. Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
Whoa.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no, the Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice, but there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
We covered up. Can't even see him.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Alright, the knight. Well, there's the knight.
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teaching. There's a between them. This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother.
Boy.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Alright, so. Alright, so wherever we need to be here in Paris. Let's go here.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Alright, let's see here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. Which leaves here.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
What do you think of this chalice, Sergeant?
Not much.
It's over 600 years old.
It looks it. I wouldn't drink from that rusty old thing if I was you.
Sure, bud.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
They stopped.
Oh my
Could you
gosh,
get
I've asked that like freaking 20
See you later,
times
Sergeant.
now. I keep asking the same thing to this guy because they have that as an option every time. Alright, so let's go. I don't want to go back to here. I need to go back there. Don't I?
The chalice from the mausoleum was obviously of superior workmanship, but grimy and tarnished.
Oh, use that on it.
Maybe not. It was a large blue gemstone.
Okay, this is where I wanted to go anyway. Alright, so, go over here. Oops.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
Can't remember. Maybe it was this? It's been a while.
A knight there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess. A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Okay, so clearly no, it's not this place. I'll get rid of this guy, maybe?
I once read a list. It didn't. Obviously, this guy hadn't read the same list. Excuse me, officer. Does this red nose mean anything to you? It is?
No.
Shouldn't you be off directing...
You have seen.
Yeah?
I could.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
The same
What do you
shit.
know about the Knights Temple?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
What does this chalice suggest to you?
Wine.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Hmm.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Ah.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Why is the image reversed? Oh, it's
Quit
just from this
fooling
angle.
around, you
Okay, never
moron.
mind. Never
Get
mind.
your ass over here and bring that flashlight. What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Oh.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Roscoe I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
Oh shit.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So, we got this part. That's
There's
done.
a guy with it between them. The night's through. There's
Yes,
a
this is the mirror.
There's a
and
guy
the
working on a-
loom.
Look.
I'd better get
So-
back.
Need that. You don't need it. Alright, there we go. Okay, let me save it. Let's see, where are we at? 61. We're cruising along. Alright, hang on just a minute. Let me quit this. Alright, I'll be right back. Just a minute. Oh, turn that down. I'm back. Sorry about that. Chat up. Minimize that. Open this. Open that back up. Open this up. There we go. I thought I saved it. Oh well.
What the? Who's there?
Instant replay.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those...
Yeah.
No.
You mean it was... Oh, I wish
We
something
saw
happened.
this. Blah 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 blah.
This is the challenge.
Blah 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 blah. Alright, let's get
I
it.
better get back.
I don't know why I didn't save right where I was in front of the clown. Right here. Yeah, I saved right here. I don't know why I didn't. Oh well. Why did they put the circle there on him? It seems a bit extensive.
The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job, I had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass. Hey, you with the balls.
Hey, you with the balls.
We? How did you learn to be a
Of course
juggler?
you don't have none, do you?
What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler?
Jongler?
What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries.
Cool.
In centuries past, the courts of the crownheads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not. Perhaps you feel you could do better. No?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No, if so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it.
Alright, so...
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers? Ah, their last Grand Master, Jacques Dumoulin, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable. Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Does this chap...
It is very badly designed. I would not wish to drink from such a vessel.
You're not going to get the chance, Buster. It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands. This gadget is a sewer key.
I do not want it. Thank you.
Oh, I'm not selling it. I just wanted your opinion.
It is hardly my area of expertise.
Have you seen this man before?
No.
Does this plastic...
Well,
Forget it. Forget that I asked. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
you smoke.
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
You work in a lab.
No, try again.
You steal lab passes?
No. Well, not as a habit. This was a special case. Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
A red nose and now grease paint? You are sure you are not a clown?
Well, I was distracted by the idea again. Caper, caper, caper. Plummet. No. Gone again.
Mm.
Look, a red nose.
No.
For a moment, but felt...
Okay.
Catch you later.
Au revoir,
I had no desire to talk to the crowd. Excuse me, officer.
What else do I need to say here?
What do you know about the night?
And
Boy, what...
no,
Shouldn't you...
you,
Yeah.
which
It's the same
Yeah,
thing. Over and over and over.
I'll see you around.
oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Ah.
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
Is the right-hand window original?
Oui, monsieur.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult to the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what per disciplinum meam lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
That'd
Sure.
be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported. A scroll was a symbol of a scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell. I could see that what had at first seemed to be a fine engraved chasing on the scroll was Sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah, we just talked about that. I thought you were gonna look for it. There you go.
A bit of a stained glass window. Hoping for a big insight while squinting had been pretty... The priest was still busy with the chalice.
Go look over here.
A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat. A stone knight carrying... A knight. Biblical references in... My God. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. A roll of old... I thought of all those fur... The flag... That... Whoa! I didn't have time. The priest...
Come on.
Maybe not. Maybe not. A statue, it looked up. A statue of a knight. So, there were... A coincidence? Yeah, right. A statue, so, on the... Somehow, it looked more modern than its neighbor. In comparison to... The priest was still busy with the chalice. So I decided to have another look around the church.
There's nothing left to look at. What do you want from me?
On the end of... Per disciplinum... A bit of a stained glass... Hoping for a big insight, well, had been... The priest... I didn't have time... In comparison to its name...
Alright.
The priest...
I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing while I'm waiting. There's nothing else to look at. Go back outside? I don't know.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Does this grease paint...
I read no. You are...
Well, I was distracted. Caper. Catch you later.
Au revoir, miss.
There was a small crowd of 5... It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that? I had no desire to talk to the crowd. Hello again.
Alright, let me see
Hello
who else
again,
is
monsieur.
who's on. We'll get ready to raid out here in a few minutes. I think Messy is streaming tonight. We'll see what she's up to. Alright, why is it showing all this as like I've not asked it?
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
The priest was... The priest...
I don't know where to go. I forget. It's been so damn long. Yeah, I doubt it's there. Okay, it's not there.
Hello, George.
Nothing here.
I'd better get back to the...
Oh. Maybe I gotta talk to him now.
Hi, Andre. Hello, Georgie.
Look what I got.
What do you make of...
It, well,
From Professor P...
Pigre, he did.
They
Yeah,
wouldn't
do
let
you
me,
think...
No, you're not.
Do you know...
No.
When was...
Oh,
Thanks for your help, Andre.
you're welcome.
I wonder if there's something else I'm supposed to do in place. While I'm waiting. Nothing here.
The priest... I didn't have... Excuse me, officer. Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing, and not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Oui.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
Ah.
The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey, you forgot one of your balls. Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Alright, let's see who's on. Nobody yet. Alright, somebody's gotta be on. I thought Messi was on tonight. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It's happened before. And down we go. Save. $63%.
A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. On the boat was a winching machine. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, this is where the gallows used to stand. Maybe. There were 3... The door was a handsome piece of work. I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked. The inscription was... There were 3 art... The hook lay in a... The hook lay in a bed of... The wall had flaked, and the wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling. I wondered why. There were 3... It was time for some brutal destruction. Hey, that's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap. The door mechanism was trashed. It would take a blacksmith or an engineer to do anything with that. Boy, had I ever made a mess of that door.
Remember this part now?
There was a crack. Through it, I could see a
Let's see what's down here. I know it's down here. These people are down here. But what are they doing?
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sort of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lakmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability.
And in the
Eklund
hotel.
dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition the next time that we meet. It will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. Game saved successfully. Alright, let's get on down here. Now, if you did this out of order and you went on down there automatically without looking, you would have got in trouble with it. Game over. What's this?
I noticed 3 small notches around the edge of the stump's top. There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle, I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, Non omnis moriar and Clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness. In the middle of a shaft of daylight from the world of...
Why is that different from that? Did they add that? I don't understand. It didn't used to be like this. This is different. This must be part of the director's cut.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump. The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria. You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Well.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
Yep. A long way. Let's go. Here we are. It's Syria. Save the game. What are we at? 64, 65? 65%. I think it's a good place to stop. I'm waiting to see if someone in particular was going to be streaming tonight. And I don't see them. Trying to find somebody here. Let's see. Sometimes I don't even raid out. I just in stream. There's Jamie. I don't really know Jamie though. Alright, let's close this. Quit. Yes. Alright, well thank you for all those that stopped by to hang out. and all those who was lurking. And again, thank you, Nerdy Zuff, for the follow and for hanging out and talking. I'll have to check out one of your streams and next time. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and you all have a good weekend. I'll see you, I'll be on JMax, it's JMac0284. I'll be on his stream tomorrow evening, and then Saturday, same time, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll see you all then, and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.